She was a notorious clotheshorse and had a wardrobe that would be the envy of any fashion-minded woman. It's estimated that she owned at least 2,000 pairs of gloves alone. But she was not fond of makeup. In fact, she did not wear any makeup until a bout with smallpox in 1562 left her with a lot of facial scars. Not just any ordinary makeup, but a deadly one. Keep watching to know about the royal woman and the kind of makeup she wore. Many years ago today, the world changed when Elizabeth I took the throne. Elizabeth I was Queen of England and Ireland from 17 November 1558 until her death on 24th March 1603. Sometimes called the Virgin Queen, Gloriana, and Good Queen Bess. Elizabeth was the last of the 5 monarchs of the House of Tudor. Her 44 years on the throne provided welcome stability for the kingdom and helped forge a sense of national identity. Queen Elizabeth I was probably killed by the makeup required for her signature look. Pale white skin was the signature look for the upper class in the Elizabethan era. Queen Elizabeth I's makeup represented the 16th century ideal for women, with her porcelain skin representing nobility and earthly perfection. But to achieve that perfection, Elizabeth coated her face in lead, which slowly poisoned her body. That wasn't the only dangerous cosmetic Elizabeth used. She also rubbed mercury on her lips and likely used a mercury-based makeup remover that ate away her skin. As a female ruler, Queen Elizabeth I was held to even higher standards than her male contemporaries. While battling threats to her throne from Mary, Queen of Scots, Elizabeth lamented that royalty couldn't be a single spot of blemish show. Royals like Elizabeth did everything possible to cover up such blemishes. So the Queen used more and more lead cosmetics as she aged, reportedly wearing makeup and lipstick an inch thick in her final days. And that's just the beginning when it comes to the facts about Queen Elizabeth I's makeup. During Elizabeth's era, the highest standard for female beauty was white skin. And women who had smallpox scars, like Elizabeth, especially wanted to cover the flaws in their skin with makeup. Elizabeth did not wear makeup until a bout with smallpox in 1562 left her with a lot of facial scars. That's when she started to really cake it on. It wasn't like today's mineral makeup though. Elizabeth wore makeup made from white lead and vinegar, which gave her the signature pale look. But applying lead to her face on a daily basis caused major problems, including hair loss and skin deterioration. On top of that, the lead poisoning may have eventually taken the Queen's life. In addition to the lead on her cheeks, Elizabeth's lip color also contained poison. Made from cinnabar, a toxic mineral containing mercury. The lip strain gave Elizabeth her signature red mouth, but the mercury also entered Elizabeth's body through her lips. Symptoms of mercury poisoning include memory loss, irritability, and depression, conditions Elizabeth reportedly experienced towards the end of her life. In the Elizabethan era, nobles did not clean off their makeup nightly. Instead, after her ladies carefully applied lead makeup to the Queen's face, Elizabeth wore it for at least a week. During that time, the lead soaked into her skin, causing it to turn grey and wrinkled. When Elizabeth finally had her makeup removed, they might have taken it off with a concoction containing exhaled alum and mercury, another dangerous poison that could slowly kill the Queen. While some people in Elizabeth's time claimed that the mercury makeup remover left their skin soft, that was because it literally peeled away their skin. Despite popular belief, dental care was very important to Elizabethans, hygiene was the key to keep their teeth. Even so, the means they had to keep their teeth clean were not so great. Even Elizabeth herself ended up having so many rotten teeth that her cheeks started to cave in from lack of support. To combat this and give the impression of robust health, she stuffed her cheeks with rags for public appearances. Despite her lavish wardrobe, Elizabeth actually did not spend that much of a budget on clothes, even spending just a fifth of what some of her male successors spent. Many of her clothes were gifts, and she also had existing dresses constantly restyled to look different by cutting off sleeves or adding embellishments. It had been speculated that the Queen loved having so many rich clothes because she severely lacked them as a child. After Henry VIII declared that her mother, Anne Boleyn, was a witch and had her beheaded, Elizabeth was considered illegitimate and received petty poor treatment. Her nanny had to write to King and his staff to beg for some decent clothes for his daughter to wear. But in later period, she was a fashion trendsetter. During Elizabeth's reign, England passed a law prohibiting unflattering portraits of the Queen. Instead, painters had to portray the Queen as wrinkle-free even as she aged into her 60s. Portraits thus idealized Elizabeth's looks, showing her as she wanted to be seen, strong and healthy with pale, unblemished skin. In the last years of her reign, Elizabeth fought to cover up the signs of aging, but in 1599, the Earl of Essex managed to catch sight of the Queen in her nightdress, without her wig and makeup. The Earl was shocked to find his Queen mostly bald, with only a ring of thin hair hanging about her ears. Without makeup, Elizabeth's wrinkles showed her ears. In the last months of her life, Elizabeth refused to let doctors examine her. The Queen had fallen into a deep melancholy, according to the member of her court. Still, Elizabeth refused to rest. She believed that if she lay down, she would never get up. So Elizabeth stood for 15 hours straight, with her ladies spreading pillows around the Queen for when she inevitably collapsed. On March 24, 1603, Elizabeth passed. After decades of lead poisoning, Elizabeth's body was surely toxic. Elizabeth Southwell, one of the Queen's ladies-in-waiting, even claimed that Elizabeth's body burst in her coffin after she died, due to the abundance of noxious vapors. However, historians have reason to doubt the reliability of Southwell's account. Did lead makeup end the Queen's life? It's very possible that the poisonous makeup slowly led her to her demise. Other possibilities include cancer or pneumonia. But Elizabeth's use of lead-based makeup for decades certainly contributed to her declining health. While Elizabeth almost certainly suffered the effects of lead poisoning, she may have died from blood poisoning too. Close to the time of her death, Elizabeth's coronation ring had grown into her flesh. This was due to the fact that she never had it removed during the 45 years of her reign. Her doctors insisted that the ring had to be removed, and within a week, Elizabeth died. It's possible that the ring cutting in could have caused the blood poisoning that contributed to the ruler's demise.